Yo. So I'm pretty sure that the movement for universal basic income might need to sort of start accelerating pretty quick here. So yeah, this is sort of a call to action. Artificial intelligence, AI, large language models. This technology is moving at an incredibly fast pace. Right now, instead of talking about progress in terms of a month or a few months, I've seen progress in the space of large language models being talked about in the context of weeks. Weeks. Jobs will be eliminated. This is likely already happening. Technological unemployment can be a consequence of technological automation. I don't really care how universal basic income is implemented, with one caveat. If universal basic income is implemented in a way that has very bad unintended consequences, that will be problematic. The solution should not be worse than the problem the solution is attempting to solve. It seems like having universal basic income implemented at a state level or by nonprofits or credit unions or benefit corporations is most likely the way that it will be done with the least chance of problematic unintended consequences. Do I think universal basic income will be implemented at a federal level? Probably not for decades. In all honesty, I might be wrong. Now one could say, oh, during COVID there was those COVID relief checks. I won't elaborate on my exact thinking, but that arguably had some unintended consequences. If states implement universal basic income, there can be many different models tried. I really think that this has probably the best chance of not having a bunch of associated unintended consequences. That or crypto UBI, cryptocurrency universal basic income, or as I noted, nonprofits, benefit corporations, and credit unions. So this is a call to action. The call to action is, in essence, do what you can to advocate for universal basic income. Create a Twitter account for it, or X. Create a YouTube channel. Publish a short or long book on the topic on Ingram Spark or Draft to Digital, or whatever self-publishing system you prefer. Books don't need to be that long. Of course they can be, but they don't have to. I've released short books that are, 3,000 to 4,000 words. It's like 20 or 40 pages. You can post on social media about universal basic income. There are so many social media sites and apps now. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, X, Mastodon, Nostr, Lemmy, Reddit. There's many more. You could write articles on Medium about universal basic income. If you work for a bank or credit union or benefit corporation or nonprofit, or if you want to start such an organization, you can work within the organization you're with or start one that verifies unique identities somehow and then has asset trusts that invests in assets and then distributes half the profits to individuals that have had unique identities verified. Or perhaps you'll think of a better model that I have not thought of. You can email politicians. You can write paper letters to politicians. You can call politicians. You could try to meet with the politician in person and try to lobby. You could picket outside your state capital. There could be a monthly, quarterly, or yearly day or event when like-minded individuals attempt to collaboratively advocate for universal basic income. We don't want a public emergency. Like with various events in the last few years, in the last month or two on certain islands, we don't want public emergencies. We don't want universal basic income to be implemented due to a public emergency. We don't want universal basic income implemented in such a way so as to foster dependence. We want human beings to be able to live lives independently so that humans can have economic mobility. Large amounts of individuals being dependent on the government may have bad unintended consequences. If universal basic income is going to be implemented, it needs to be implemented in such a way as to not foster dependence. It seems to me that the federal government is already extremely incompetent in many ways. I personally do not trust the federal government to implement universal basic income in a competent and meaningful and successful way that does not promote dependence on the said government. States being able to do it successfully, I have more faith in. Alaska's had the oil dividend for citizens for many, many years. Taxing companies that automate to produce an AI dividend could be done at a state level. Regardless, however you think universal basic income should best be implemented, I would encourage you to think creatively, very, 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 very creatively. Use mental effort. And however you feel called to advocate for universal basic income, if you believe that universal basic income is a good idea, maybe you can think of things that I have not thought of. So this is a call for action. Artificial intelligence and large language models are moving at an extremely fast pace. For better or for worse, universal basic income may be extremely necessary sooner than later. It's important that a balance of power be maintained. I cannot emphasize that enough. It is extremely important that a balance of power in society be maintained. Economic power, political power, social power. If these sorts of power become too concentrated, that may be very, 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 very bad for a lot of humans on this earth. And I'm just stating that as a matter of logic. It seems that way. So I'm going to end it here. Please do what you can to advocate for universal basic income if you think universal basic income is a good idea. If you're already doing stuff, great. I appreciate you. And I hope that we can all live lives of abundance and prosperity on earth. I hope we can achieve post-scarcity on earth and abundance for all humans. Limitless peace.